And now,
Laugh all you want. I'm the one who's gonna be on TV.
from TTR Studios,
I can't quite remember how that one goes. I gotta admit, I'm a little high.
No, Biggie, I'm cool.
it's Lucdogg in the morning.
Yo, what's up, y'all? This is Skater D.
Hey, I'm John Charles Meyer, producer of Dave Made a Maze.
Hey, what's up? This is Scott Ladati, author of Play the Devil, and you are listening to Lucdogg.
Lucdogg. Lucdogg.
This is Andy fucking Cruz from SiriusXM 415, and you're listening to Lucdogg in the morning.
#1 podcast in the world. Yeah, boy.
Welcome back, folks. It is Lucdogg in the morning. Happy freaking Wednesday, baby. We're pumped up, ready to go. And I know you are too. Let's go! So welcome to the show, my wonderful friends. Thanks for hanging out for another hour with us on a freaking snowy Wednesday. Toby, no! Belly Matt LaBelle in studio is about to get roasted. Are you ready for what's coming your way, sir?
Oh, I'm ready. I deserve it.
Matty Potts from the Santa Monica newsroom. Let's do this, man.
Greetings and salutations. Is it snowing there?
It is like 4 inches at least, and we're probably getting another 4. So we're all pumped up. It's March 21st, and we're getting our first snow of the year. I guess global warming is something. Who knows? Belly was making that argument.
I'm mad.
People are mad at us. Your cousin, my cousin Potts' sister is mad. Not mad, but wants to comment on something that we discussed earlier last week, which was paternity leave. Now, we discussed this in depth. I had people texting me. I have comments in response. We have your sister who would like to call in, who's also my cousin. And I'd love to have Jessica on, so we'll do that. Do we know when that's happening?
I told her we'll call her at like 7:30 or
halfway through.
10:30 your time,
Gotcha.
I guess. Must be nice.
Yeah, of course. He's out in L.A. He owns and operates. Potts owns and operates Marinate Restaurant, marinateyourlife.com. How's it? Your food porn has been amazing. We've got a big one to get to today. We're going to talk about, is platonic friendship real or possible even? I think, is anybody going to say yes, or are we all just going to take the no train?
We're going to really need a
voice
today.
I could play devil's advocate if need be, but I am here to submit that platonic friendship is a thing of the past. It's not even a thing of the past. It's just bullshit.
And that means a lot coming from Luch. That means a lot from the poster boy of Friendville, for sure.
Doesn't happen.
For sure.
So, as the mayor of the friend zone, I'm telling you that this doesn't exist. And then we're also, of course, going to have some responses to maternity and paternity leave. Belly's got a thing for snowplows. He's got something.
Well, snowplows, yeah. I mean, I was fortunate enough where I get to stay at the hotel I work at last night just to kind of back up in case people couldn't make it into work.
Well, before you even start this story, can we just say how much we appreciate the dedication from both Belly and Potts, because I am about to roast him, so let's butter you up first.
Oh, you could roast me. Oh, is this where the compliment sandwich that you do or whatever?
Feedback sandwich, if you will. Belly and like, I mean, like, he's got people at work saying like, Jesus Christ, you don't ever miss a show that you guys do, because a lot of people at his work listen, and thank you to all you guys out there at the Hyatt and Reston Town Center. We love you guys. We love your support. But David, manager, shout out. He's the man. But yeah, they're like, dude, you don't miss a show. And he's like, no, I don't. And they're like, you get up every morning to do this? You guys do this three days a week? He does an hour with us. And like, he's like, yeah, no problem. Usually gets home around 4 a.m, gets up at about 9 o'clock. He was laying down on the couch about 10 minutes ago, comes into the room, and then I go out at about 9:57 Eastern. I don't feel like myself. You got to feel like yourself if you're going to deliver in this chair. And I didn't like the shirt I was wearing. It didn't feel right. I wasn't comfortable. I went out, and I got a different shirt. And all of a sudden, I hear screaming and yelling from in here, from Belly, saying, let's go already. It's 9:59. Even Potts is counting down the clock. We're about to go live. Where the fuck are you? And I come in, and I say, settle down. I have 15 seconds left on the clock. I sit down with a smile on my face.
So calm.
He goes, starts the stream, and his computer isn't even plugged in. There's no sound coming in the stream. It's literally just playing in the room. And I'm just like, you're yelling at me? You're yelling at me? What do you have to say for yourself, sir?
What I have to say is not a good look. This is So we do use this line differently during our Tuesday show. Every Tuesday at 11 a.m. we go on and do the voice of One Wheel. here on TTR Studios
Yesterday was
YouTube
fun.
page.
That was
We
fun
had a good show yesterday. My line is used for the call-in line. So I'm the person that picks up the phone and talks to someone and says, "Hey, we're about to get you on Lucdogg in the morning," or on
Potts, you should see him, man. He's like doing 1,000 things at once during the show.
I'm flipping my headphones off like a catcher.
Awesome.
Well, because he's more of a producer in that show, and like there's a lot of live listeners. I know we have live listeners here too. Let's make sure we get the social media lounge shout out. And this might be an opportunity to pop that chat out. We're trying to work that chat, but I didn't really show. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, he's got a lot to do on the Tuesday show, and he kills it. But then there is a little rip around. Just, I don't want to hear any yelling at me unless you're all ready to go first.
I'm glad. It's good. It's good I messed up today.
All right, so let's do this thing because I am very, very proud of you. And I was actually thinking about like getting you guys like a little something because we're giving away all these gifts on the Voice of One Wheel. And I almost want to be like, well, I got to take care of my guys because Potts gets up. That's Belly. Let's go over to Potts. Potts gets up before the sun every day to do this. And we don't miss days, guys. I mean, Potts, you don't miss days.
Nope.
No, I mean, we've worked it to where the times work out really well with my schedule. So I mean, I have to wake up but early, but whatever, it's fine. I enjoy it.
I mean, I'm not patting ourselves on the back. I am kind of highlighting I have it easy here. I mean, I wake up at 9:30, roll out of my bed, and I'm good. And then this is all I have to do today. But I mean,
I'm working 6
This is
days
all you
this
have to
week.
do today.
Pretty much every day we do every day we do a show. This is all I have to do.
Every day we do a show. This is all he does. That's it.
My life is great. I'm not even
So
here to
can
like
you tell
lie
us
about
what
it.
will you literally? What are you going to do for the rest of your day? Walk us through your day.
Well, I do stuff for the show. Then I do whatever I want, and usually what I want is stuff for the show. So stuff for the show, like making a new making a new setup and scene for all of the stuff that we have here, like this little scroll you have in the bottom. I sat in this room for about 3 hours, like setting this all up and making that stuff happen. So, the reason that we're able to bring this to you so consistently is because I have a lot of free time. I work, on the weekends. So that's fantastic. I really wanted to appreciate you guys for the sacrifices that you make. And if I'm sitting here buying $25 Bluetooth speakers for 3 people a show on Tuesdays.
We did that for 2 people.
Yeah,
well, we've only done it for 1 so far.
Try to embellish the story. Get out of here.
Well, we've given away a lot of stuff.
That's what I'm saying, and I didn't want to bog down in all of this, so I would just said 3. All right, no presents for Belly today.
No presents. I don't deserve presents.
Let's get into the show.
Well, if I'm filling out my Amazon wish list, I want this style headphones, but with Bluetooth, so I can go to the gym because I feel like a poor person. I go to the gym now. I've got the iPhone that has the stupid headphone jack. You have to have that adapter because it doesn't have the old school headphone jack. So I have my headphones plugged in, and everybody's walking around with these $350 Beats headphones. And at first I was like, losers. And now I'm like, oh wow, sweet, I'm the loser. And I'm just like, I literally walk into the gym and I'm like holding my head down because I'm like, I have a wire. Sorry.
But is there a part?
I mean,
is there any part of you that feels good about holding down the older generation? Like you're holding strong. You're not giving up.
Oh, I am, and I'm clutching to it. But now I'm like, dude, screw this. I don't want to be looked at as like some old, you know. I mean, it's kind of depressing. I turned 40 this year. Freaking 40.
This is like anyone's dad who's stuck with the flip phone for as long as possible, and then as soon as they get the smartphone, they're like, okay, this is awesome. I can use there's a GPS map on this. I can just go wherever I want and plug it in, and it'll tell me where to go.
My dad still has a Garmin.
A what?
Garmin.
An actual
What's that?
like
a Garmin GPS.
Yeah.
Oh, like a TomTom?
Like a TomTom, yeah.
Yeah.
But he loves the GPS. He's come around. But have you guys seen the new Motorola flip phone? The first flip phone smartphone?
No, I haven't seen that. That's
It's awesome.
Watch out.
It's pretty awesome. It's the Razr.
That actually sounds great.
They made a Razr, remember the Motorola Razr? That
Yeah.
really flat flip phone. Anybody who's under 30 or over 30 knows this.
That's the phone I'd go back to.
Well, look it up. Look up Motorola Razr 4.
So it's a touch screen, so you could still type, or
it's a touch screen on the front. Then you flip it up and open it, and now it's a full-on touch screen here. And then you can actually put it in clamshell mode and have it be at a 45-degree angle. And the middle is touchable and bendable.
This is why Samsung and Motorola are always going to be better than iPhone, by the way.
I'm telling you,
man. I would totally switch to that. I would totally switch to that.
Not only that, Potts, but the 4, you know how you have like main buttons on the bottom of your phone? Like, I don't know, what the iPhone has that one
like
square.
back, home,
yes,
whatever.
Yes. They have buttons that are intuitive to what you're doing. So they'll change. If
This
you're
is awesome.
See?
Like most like favorite buttons. So
If
whatever you're using most starts. That's brilliant. Yeah, hell yeah.
If you're texting, it'll go to emojis. If you're doing numbers, it'll go to the symbols. Like it just kind of changes along with what you're doing. Belly, what are you looking at right now? You seem very impressed.
I'm looking at it. I mean, it looks like the old Droid Razor, except it's all screen and it just like folds right in the center. It looks awesome.
It looks awesome, man.
I want one of these.
And I was like, well, you can't have a case for it because it folds, but you don't really need one.
See, that would be my problem.
You don't need one because it folds.
I don't have a case on my current phone, which I have a Droid. I have the Droid Moto Z. So
yeah, he's got the one with all the mods that he's got.
I have the one where you can add on mods like extended battery, cameras, projectors, speakers, anything like that. But just right on the back.
No, it's awesome. You should see it.
But I don't have a case for it. But it's also shatter-resistant screen. Now, I'm never going to test it. I'm not going to drop it on its face just to be like, hey, look, my phone's shatter-resistant.
You could just give it to me for 3 days, and then I'll tell you how it is.
Because, I mean, but I've dropped it a few times. Not once has a crack on my screen ever shown up. And I'm going to ride the phone till it dies, but this phone makes me. I bet you it costs $1,000.
Yeah,
see, that's the thing is, I almost got rid of my iPhone. I just switched to the. I think I'm on a 6 or 7, and I went from the 6 to the 7. I was all excited, and I was really thinking of switching to a Droid, but I didn't realize how much more they're actually way more expensive than iPhones. I thought iPhones were the most expensive, but I mean, there's some Droids that are $1,000. I mean.
Well, here's the thing. I think we've got a social media lounge chime in here. Is that what's going on?
Well, we've got a few comments on the YouTube page right now, but the main one is, "Yo, dude, this is still called the Voice of One Wheel." The title of the YouTube.
No, it's not. I changed it.
It says the Voice of One Wheel .pro with Vito.
God damn it! I changed it on the fucking thing. It says it right here, and it says we're offline. Are we streaming?
We are, dude.
I'm looking at it right here.
I'm looking at us right now. I'm laughing.
Well, that's cool. I'll change it later. But if you look at my screen,
I believe you.
It's all changed.
I 100% believe you. We do everything right here at the Lucdogg in the Morning and everything at TTR Studios because we are the best.
When we make
refresh your screen, listener.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe. I think they're right.
Yeah, they're right.
Yeah.
But it's fine.
Right.
See, that's what I get for sticking
Shout
up
out
for
to
you.
Mandy.
What the hell?
I know. Sorry, dude. Shout out. Thank you, Mandy. Yeah, so I'll change that later. But to go back to it, I wonder, have we hit with the phones a bubble? Have we hit the bubble? Has the bubble burst? Because my one of my best friends, I have a Android Galaxy S7, and you know it used to be every 2 years you would upgrade. So we would joke that he also had an S7, so we were the odd number phones. Anytime an odd number phone came out, we were ready for an upgrade, and that was what we would get. I had an S3, I had an S5, and I got an S7.
Cool.
Okay. Now I asked him when he came over the other day, hey man, the 9's coming out. You gonna get it? You gonna get it? His answer, fuck no. Now, we used to be giddy. He's a, gadget nerd like me. As soon as it comes out, I want it. And I mean, he said, I said, what do you mean fuck no? And he's like, dude, they're so ungodly expensive at this point. I'm going to ride this motherfucker until it dies. Yeah. Sorry for my language, but I mean, this was the conversation that was had.
And the problem with the iPhone is that I had that same mentality, ride till you die, and they only really last like 2 years. I mean, and that's proof. We talked about this story before on the show where the updates are slowing down the phones. They're, shortening the battery life, even though they say the updates are to make the battery life longer or something. So, I mean, I'm over it. I'm over it.
Maybe only with Apple. Any Apple product I've had has died after a 3-year max.
Right, yeah. And I mean, there's some random people that are walking around with an iPhone 4 and 5 still, and the screen's shattered to bits and like whatever, and like the internet goes at like 3G or 2G, whatever we used to have. I don't even know. But like,
before G.
But generally speaking, I mean, the business model is to get a phone at least at max every 2 years. Yeah, I mean, so. That kind of sucks because I'm someone, I use my phone a billion times a day, but I'm not doing anything like that crazy. I mean, let's be honest. I'm on, 5 different dating apps every other day because I delete them on the odd days, just like, and then email. I mean, I don't even really talk on the phone. So, I mean, I don't need a $1,200 phone, but that Razor sounds badass.
Yeah, right.
Take a look at the Motorola Razr 4. Belly, have we reached the point where you just don't want the new one just because it's new and you won't pay? You'll pay anything for it? Or have we gone past that point where now we're finally starting to realize mine is good enough?
Yeah, I mean, what else can you do with my phone that I can use it to
The
some kind of
camera's
advantage?
amazing.
The camera's been amazing. I can add an optical zoom lens to the back of my phone.
Right.
It'll make an emoji of you.
Pass. I don't need. No, I don't need that.
$1,200.
Yeah, no thanks.
Yeah, my thing is just getting a new phone whenever my other phone dies, and it doesn't usually happen. I still know where my old flip phone is, the box I used to have that was an old flip phone, which I still have the same phone number
the
for.
box. Yeah, I remember that. I mean, they all come in them, but like that's true. I don't know. I was looking at that Razr 4 and I was like, ooh, damn, this looks sweet. So I might go take
How much
a
is it?
look. I don't know.
They haven't. I don't know. I don't even think it's released yet.
Yeah,
I think it was all saying concept on all the things.
So quick little transition before we go to break. We're trying to get the chat up on the screen, and so that anybody watching can see the chat. However, I'm not going to even go near that, Belly. We're not going to give that to the people until they start utilizing the chat on YouTube. When you go to our YouTube page, TTR Studios, there is one person right now using it and multiple people watching. So, Amanda, thank you. Let's get them riled up in here because I need everybody else who's watching to start participating with Amanda in the chat so we can have a social media lounge.
Maybe they're watching on their phone, though, so that it's a little harder for them to get in on the chat.
That's not .pro. You got to watch on your laptop. So that was a problem yesterday on our show, The Voice of One Wheel. People were trying to watch on their phone and then also call in, and then they lose they lose their place in the chat?
They lose their place in the whole episode.
That was the problem
Sorry.
What are you doing? Are you playing our stream?
I was trying to leave you. I was trying to leave nasty comments to Luch, but that just backfired. So.
Oh man! Oh, now Amanda's posting emojis of not emojis but digital boobs. Look at that! It is a live chat in here. Thanks to Mandy.
So hot.
One woman, one wheel. All right, that's good. What is your best impression, Potts? Because we got some good ones in here that we've been waiting to give you guys.
My best impression.
You gotta have one. I know you have one.
Character impression.
Belly has like 2. I got like 2.
I used to do. I feel like I did one. I have a memory of doing one for Uncle Joe and I think for you. Oh no, he used to do it. And I just copied him. But I think I don't even know what it was, but you used to make him do it where it was like, he used to do an impression of like something blowing up and he was like, I don't know.
God, I do
25
remember.
Years
oh
ago.
wow, you
I don't
pulled.
even know.
Dude, Potts just went back to like my 5-year-old days and pulled something out.
Yeah, I mean, I literally just had a flashback when you said that from, like forever
ago. I feel
ago,
like
but...
I could talk in Russian, like a thick Russian accent.
Your Ringo's better.
If I'm like, look, I got to get into it.
Yeah.
I'll play drums.
I can't do any of it. I lived in Australia for 1.5 years and came back with a worse Australian impression than when I got there, so...
Well, I mean, I can't do it now, Belly. I'm in the Russian one. Give me Kermit. Give me Kermit first. I got to get into it.
Hi, everyone. On today's show, we're going to be doing a little bit of impressions right before our break. If you don't recognize my voice, it is from Kermit the Frog.
That's pretty good.
Dude, that's good.
That's pretty
really
good. It's hard
I think that's good.
It's hard to talk in random words. Like, you have many good words that you can use in it, but like some of them it's hard to say.
Well, the best impressions, and Alec Baldwin's actually talked about this. The thing about impressions are you don't necessarily have to match their tone fully. It's hitting key words.
The key words and the inflections of them.
And the inflections of them.
I agree.
That's what makes the best impressions for sure.
Right. And it's about doing your own version of that person. Like, people do great impressions of Trump, and they're all quite different, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's cool to put your own, you have to kind of put your own spin on it.
We'll do a few more when we get back here, but we've also got to get to, we'll do that. We'll do a couple more impressions for you guys, and then we'll get Jessica on the line to speak a little bit on, I know we've got a lot of people who want to comment on what we said about paternity leave last show. So we'll do all that next. Stay tuned, folks. It's Lucdogg in the morning.
At litmradio.com.
Marinate Restaurant puts a unique twist on fast casual dining by starting with only the freshest ingredients to slow cook delicious melodies of taste and colors that are sure to delight your senses. Whether you're craving the Chipotle pulled pork sliders, honey basil chicken tacos, or the infamous kitchen sink wrap, Marinate has something for everybody with tons of vegetarian options too. It's the perfect choice of catering for your offices or events with fast and friendly service from a brand new store on Melrose and Wester. Stop by today, or you can order online at marinateyourlife.com.
Yay for Taco Tuesday! Don't forget, buy one, get one free. All damn day!
Tacos, wraps, sliders, and sides. Slow cooked to perfection at Marinate Restaurant. marinateyourlife.com.
What's up, y'all? It's Maddie Mads here. This show is sponsored by TTR Studios. Whether it's weddings, parties, karaoke, audio, video production, and all your entertainment needs, call TTR Studios, LLC at 703-850-2223 or check them out at ttrevents.com. Start the show, Luch.
Lucdogg in the morning.
Welcome back, folks. It's your boy Ringo Starr from the Beatles, yeah.
Still listening to.
That's about all I got. You're listening to Lucdogg in the morning. I could do a little bit better, but you know, I'm just busy playing the drums.
You're getting in your own head.
That's so hard to do on
You
the
did
spot.
it was fairly good.
I got a couple good ones in there. Potts, I want one more from you before we get out of here. Can we get Miss Piggy?
I can do it like Italian. How's that?
All right. Well, okay. Let's do that. Let's hear Italian Potts.
That's a spicy meatball.
Yeah, and the crowd goes wild. The crowd goes wild.
That's a touchdown.
Miss Piggy, what did you think of that?
Touchdown? Sure, I'll give myself a touchdown. What the hell? I didn't think it was that good.
I thought it was great. Miss Piggy, what do you think?
Oh, Adam, don't you know that I'm the star of this show?
Who's Adam?
Why don't you just back off, or I will knock you out?
There it is. When he does the mad Miss Piggy. It's so good. So, yeah, we're having fun today. Welcome to the show, Lucdogg in the morning.
We're back.
And we are doing this every Wednesday and Friday, 10 a.m. So thanks for hanging out, guys. You know we'll do this every week, twice a week. And then, of course, the voice of One Wheel on Tuesdays. So, oh, man. A texter wrote in late after our show because now it's cool. People are starting to realize that we get the texts, we get the calls, we get the voicemails even after the show. So you can leave them whenever you want. We're going to hear them. And if
you leave a voicemail, we may even play it.
We might even play it on the air. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we had a texter write in that not only is paternity leave a questionable topic, but now you've got people who are saying that they want extra vacation days or time off because they're not smokers. And it's unfair.
I've even heard there's like paternity leave for getting a new pet.
Okay, not paternity leave now, but hear what I'm saying. I'm saying that's true.
I've heard that too.
But I'm saying people are complaining that, listen, I am sick and tired of people taking a 15-minute smoke break every hour, and I don't, and they get the same privileges I do, and that's bullshit. I mean, literally, I'm not proud of this, but when I was 19, I was a waiter, and I picked up smoking just so that I could get a little break and not have to cover their tables. And I stopped after like 5 packs of cigarettes because I was like, this is stupid. But I literally
Can I just say, what I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm just like, as a business owner, what manager or business owner is letting an employee walk out back to smoke cigarettes? Not only that, but as a waiter, because one of the businesses next to me, I'm not going to call them out, next to Marinate, I see all the time their managers on the side of the building smoking cigarettes. And one, you're talking about a food establishment, so that's fucking disgusting. But two, they're standing on Melrose Avenue where tens of thousands of cars and people walk by a day. So now you've got people in uniform smoking cigarettes and then going right back inside. I mean, first off, it's the worst look ever.
Oh, that's true.
Like, on what planet are managers and business owners letting people go on smoke break? That's an internal issue, you know?
I got something else for smoke breaks, too.
Before you do it, I'm just painting the picture of Matty Potts back in his manager's office, ripping a little bong hit or smoking some cheap on the pen, and then he comes out and sees an employee smoking a cigarette on the corner, and he goes, "What the hell is that? That's a bad look."
No one smokes cigarettes anymore. Come on, guys.
Right.
That's a good point. Weed is far more acceptable. I'm not trying to call him out. I'm saying that's how much more acceptable it is.
Well, my biggest issue, especially, so obviously I went out when I was working in an office. I went out with the smokers every hour for 15 minutes to make it established, like, hey, this time isn't just for you.
That's a good move. You guys going out? No, I can't cover your tables. I'm coming out too. It's break time, I guess.
Right.
Yeah, I guess it's break time.
But then
We're
you're
all going
sitting
out.
in a pile of smoke getting lung cancer, too.
Oh, no, we're
like
outside.
That's the
It's
other
fine.
part of it.
It's better
But I'm just saying that's the other part is like, okay, and I mean, I think almost everywhere it's like illegal to smoke inside other than Vegas at this point. Is it? What is it in Virginia?
Unless it's you have to have like a fully like...
There's rules. You have to have a room that's certain amount
like
distance away.
And it has to have this specific filtration system.
Which is
where
great
you have
because
to
I
have
work in clubs and bars, and I mean, it's just so great coming home and not smelling like ass.
But the big problem is, especially with me, I work with 2 bartenders that smoke. And it's like trying to leave when that happens. When I'm trying to get out early, if I get cut, it's like, oh, well, let me go for one more smoke. And then during that 15-minute smoke break, anything can happen, 20-minute smoke break sometimes.
You get sat with another table?
And then, like, all of a sudden, like, say a group of, like, 20 people roll in during that 15-minute break. All of a sudden, I'm stuck for another half hour getting everything set up and then leaving that check behind because we don't tip share where I work. So that's also, I'm setting up this 20-person table, getting it all done, and then I'm like, all right, I'm out.
And you're not going to get any of that tip?
$300 bill.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I mean, you just got to be. See, but that's not fair because now you're in the position to be an asshole or to be the supervisor when why are they asking you? I mean, if anyone's leaving the floor, they should be asking a manager if I can go. They should clock out and then, but like, why are you put in the position to be like, okay, or like, no, man, I'm leaving. Like, I've been here for 8 hours. I'm not, or 10 hours.
To go.
Does anybody in the social media lounge, we've got a lot of people watching today. Does anybody in the social media?
What is a social media lounge? I don't even know what the hell you're talking about.
I love how we do things and just don't tell Pots.
There is Adam is on the YouTube live stream right now, seeing the chat on the YouTube
we can
as
see
we're
the
live
on
streaming.
YouTube. I don't see any chat. What is that?
You probably
you're
have
on
it
your
hit.
phone.
You're on your phone. You can't. It's probably a lot harder to do it on your phone. But I'm looking on my laptop right now. You can see the live. You can see the live chat. You probably have it hidden, and you probably have to pop it out. I don't know how.
I don't know how it works on the phone.
But what I'm saying is, I can see how many people are in here, and I can see what they're saying, and it's really fun. Like Mandy's like screaming, "I'm so alone in here," and then people are laughing because she's posting digital boobs now. I also had a Motorola Razr. And then what I want to know, I'm literally asking the live audience, and when I say the social media lounge, that's who I'm talking to. Hit us up, let us know, and call in right now if you work at an office where smoking cigarettes is sanctioned. Like, is that a normal?
Well,
none of us work in an office. I want to know, is that something that's normal?
It's normal, but the other thing that you need to realize is a lot of insurance companies charge a very high premium for people who smoke.
Sure, but that doesn't have to do with sick days. Like if I worked at an office and you every 15 minutes out of every hour went and took a break to go smoke, I'm saying, hey, listen, I need 15 minutes for recreational time. I'm just going to go take a walk.
Oh yeah, I did that all the time.
That's fair.
It's a total internal issue. I mean, any manager that's letting it happen, that's on them. It's just poor management. Sorry.
People
so is that the norm?
Smoke in their offices.
yeah, right. So is that the norm? Is it normal? Is it more normal? And not just YouTubers, texters too. 571-354-7338. Is it normal to get smoke breaks regularly in an office, or is that expected? You're going to wait until your actual break, like lunch.
I mean, I don't know what the norm. I think it used to absolutely be normal. I would be surprised if it's still normal now. But I mean, I can't imagine being in an office and someone saying, "Hey, I'm going to go take a smoke break." It's almost got like, doesn't it have like a stigma to it at this point?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Let me ask you this:
you get viewed very hard depending on how your work output is. If it's not good enough, you're like, well, it's either less smoke breaks for you or none at all because you need to pick that shit up.
Let me ask you this question. If a smoker were to make the argument, but I'm trying to take their mindset. I need that break every 15 minutes. That is a physical addiction. Okay, I need that.
Then go to rehab.
Can you say what is the difference there between an alcoholic Maybe because it doesn't alter your mindset. So I guess that's different. You can't be drunk at work. You can still work plenty fine after a cigarette. But an alcoholic can function.
Right. And you're just talking about time away from the desk, so it doesn't matter.
Now I'm
We're
legitimizing.
not talking about being, intoxicated or inebriated. We're talking about you have an addiction that takes you away from work for an extended amount of time, and why the hell would I be paying you for that?
And I don't think that's a valid excuse is what I'm saying, because that's like, then okay, fine. Then I need 6 drinks before I come into work, and I'm still going to be fine.
I have an easy solution for this. As if a smoker if you want to leave the office, you have to swipe a card at the door and it punches you out.
Clock out.
And then punches you back in when you come back in.
I have no problem.
That stops you from going on lunch without clocking out. It stops people from going out on smoke breaks multiple times a day. And then also tracks how many times someone's going out per day, saying, "Oh, you seem to went out 12 times in your 7.5 hours.
We're going to need you
here.
to come in on Saturday now."
So you've
Well,
actually...
no, what you do is if they're on salary, you take away vacation days. So it adds up because you can't, if it's a salaried position, be like, fine, you get your money, but we're taking all of this time off of your paid vacation days or whatever.
Instead of giving more, they start taking away. I like that. See, forget giving people more vacation time. We get enough. Well, hopefully everyone gets at least 2 weeks.
Dude, I got to be honest, Belly, in Australia, they scoff at us that we only have standard is 2 weeks a year. 4 weeks is minimum in Australia and in a lot of countries, by the way. So, and I don't mind it. I don't need more than 2. I mean, I don't have it now, but I don't need more than 2 weeks off. I was in nightclubs for a long time and I had 2 weeks and I never even took it because again, even in that mentality, I'm like, well, if I'm the general manager of this club, how can I be gone for 2 weeks?
Well, that's the other thing. Is most places are so short-staffed that it'll turn into well, how the heck am I supposed to leave for certain? Right now, we're working 6 days a week. There's not a single person in my restaurant right now in the PM time not working 6 days a week because we're so short-staffed. Where one more of us goes down, what the heck's going to happen?
Yeah. And I mean, for all those people that want to talk trash about our little paternity leave convo last week, Belly had to sleep in the hotel last night because they're so short-staffed and one person is gone for that. And there's, other people that have left for other reasons. But if you're in a situation where you have employees that cannot go home because of scheduling conflicts, that's a problem.
Mine was more weather conflict this time around.
Oh, was it? Oh, okay. All right.
They're anticipating.
I thought you said all these. People were calling out.
They're anticipating call-outs based on weather, but I mean, even then, it's 6 days. I know I'm working 6 days a week for the next 3 weeks because we have multiple people out, one on paternity leave, and it's because those positions are guaranteed to those people on return, which is fine. I'm absolutely okay with people being guaranteed their positions back. Doesn't change the fact that maybe the minimum employees is either too low and we don't have enough budget to pay more employees, or there needs to be some kind of balance where you don't work everyone 6 days a week.
We can't hire another bartender because. Sorry, I was walking all over you, Pelly. But you can't hire another bartender because when the other bartender comes back, now you have to fire this other bartender. So it's you can't.
Well, let's get into this with your cousin or with your sister, my cousin Jessica. What's going on? We got you on the line. So how are you this morning?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for calling in. I know Potts wanted you to Skype, but Potts has no idea how to produce a radio show apparently, and loves to just tell people to do things that are not possible in the middle of a segment.
I could Skype her.
Nah.
Yes, yeah. I'm familiar.
Yeah.
Familiar.
So you were talking about paternity leave, Potts. I love you, brother. What did you?
I actually had to just stop listening because it was really, really painful to hear you guys, especially my brother. I don't know.
Well, I disagree, and I'm glad to have you on. Yeah, and now the problem with this is that Potts can hear you, but you can't hear him. So I'll have to translate for him. But go ahead. What bothered you so much about that discussion last week?
Well, I mean, I just kind of the thing about with paternity leave, it's I think it's of course it makes sense that you would want to have a 2 to 4 weeks off to bond with your new child. And I'm a person who does not want to have kids for many reasons. They're varied. And so, if I don't want to have kids, but I want my friends and fellow humans that are producing kids to produce good kids. So, like, if you have a father that's saying, yeah, I want to be home, I want to bond with my kid, you should absolutely support that. And I know you were all talking about how the woman, you know, goes through the most physically, and that's so true, and I was glad that you pointed that out. But, you know, don't you think also during that time she would like to have a partner there to help her, you know, do all these things as you're learning? I mean, especially with your first kid, like I would know, but well, I would know a little bit because I had a little brother. But, you know, for most people, it's like it's a really scary time. And a lot of women, I have friends who got postpartum depression, and it really messed them up, like changed them for, in some cases, years before they bounce back. And like,
So Jess, are you basically kind of speaking to when Potts was saying that the man should really follow traditional roles in that sense and go back to work and make money and let the woman have the time to bond with the kid?
I mean, I think that they should all have time to bond together, and I the more time that you can get, but you know, that's great. Different workplaces support different things, but I also wanted to speak to what you guys, you know, both sides of it really, because like he was just saying, it's a management issue with the smoking. It's a management issue if your business can't run with someone going on maternity leave. In California, you can hire a temporary worker for up to 3 months. At the end of that 3 months, if the woman or man says, you know what, I don't want to come back to work, I love this. I had a friend who was a total working woman. She was like, I'll be back to work in 3 months. And she was like, you know what, I only get one chance to do this. I'm going to freelance. And so at the end of that 3 months, you just hire on the temporary worker if they're working out. If it's a more business situation, you have temp agencies that are designed to fill these sort of needs. Like, there's plenty of solutions. So, you know, just saying that, oh, what are we going to do without that worker? Come on, try harder.
All right. Well, I know Potts.
I'm just gonna bump in, and it sucks she can't hear me.
Well, no. Let's do this because you need to try. You need to have your rebuttal.
This is like retarded. I'm sorry, not. This is bad to have a conversation where I can't.
Well,
it is.
That's what I wanted to do. So, Jess, you did a phenomenal job. Thank you for that. We appreciate your perspective. We love you, and I'm gonna now drop you and let Potts go ahead and have his rebuttal, and we'll do that on his end because I want to give him a chance to say it. I thought you had some great points there. Sure. That was awesome. Thank you.
They're definitely good.
All right, bye guys.
Thanks, Jess. So, Potts, go ahead. I know that was not the best way.
I was taking notes. Look, I love my sister, and I actually really respect her opinion because, look, as someone she openly admits, I'm not having kids, but these are my thoughts. The issue is, and what a lot of people don't understand, and it's why it's very hard as a business owner to listen to people's opinions that don't own a business because they don't know what's going on in the back end. She's absolutely right. You can hire a temporary worker. Do you know what it costs for me to train a new employee? Do you know what it costs for me to put an ad on WorkPop to hire a new employee? Do you know how many employees I have to set up interviews for just to get one to show up, and then out of the ones that show up,
find one that can
1% of them are actually eligible?
On
I've
this
hired people. Multiple people that did not show up on their first day of work.
There you go.
Temp agency. Sure, I'll go to a temp. Do you know what you're paying a temp agency to get an employee? You're paying a temp agency, say $15-20 an hour, and they pay the employee $12 an hour. So why would I ever do that? It's what people don't realize is the margins on most businesses are shit.
Especially
and anytime something like this happens, it comes out of pocket by hundreds, if not thousands of dollars.
Belly, I know you have something. Go ahead.
I know it's hard, especially with a company that doesn't have health insurance or doesn't have the ability to really offer health insurance. It's a lot of restaurants.
Health insurance.
Exactly. It's a lot of restaurants whose margins are so razor thin that they can, especially ones that are privately owned, who aren't public, like traded and run around like Hooters or Tilted Killed, or I don't know why those two popped into my head right away. But
I do.
It's just a matter of when those things come up, you have to kind of I don't know how the best way to describe it. I mean, Jess had some really good points. I mean, yes, obviously there are solutions to these issues. The other biggest issue is the financial part of it. It's so hard to manage a cost of living situation in this day and age without two incomes, especially in middle-class families. When one of those incomes isn't supplemented correct, like the other problem is a lot of maternity leaves aren't paid in their full respects to like a salary. They're paid at almost like an unemployment rate.
Right.
So here's if you're very well off and you can afford to take leave without pay, I mean, coming from the parental standpoint, then great. I mean, it kind of sucks for the
maybe
business.
not even well off, Potts, because I think that's what she would offer. Like she would argue. I thought, Jess, you did a great job of giving us a.
No, but who can afford? Like Belly just said, who can afford to take a month off? Both parents with no money.
Well,
unless
I guess
the business is paying you.
Maybe just well enough off where that won't kill you. I'm just saying it's not only
whatever.
for. I don't want to paint
You
it
need
for.
to-
I don't want to paint it for only rich people who are able to do
Well,
that.
this is why birthing rates are also.
Luch, you have to be very substantially wealthy for a family who just gave birth for both parents to take off from 1 to 3 months. Of course you have to be wealthy. Who the hell has money for mortgage, not to mention now all these baby bills?
I hate to say it, but
to
isn't
spend
that...
all that money when you don't have work. That's what I'm just saying. This is like such a hippie attitude.
No. Time out.
Where's the money coming from?
Can I get in here? I haven't spoken at all this whole
time.
I'm
sorry.
Yeah.
It's like, whatever.
Well, I just know because I knew this was going to fire you up, and I don't want to get in the middle of that. But there obviously are two very, very good points that you both have.
Yeah.
It's not like you're right and she's wrong and she's right or you're wrong. It's not. I think what's tough is that people have a tough time viewing businesses as anything other than a massive corporation, right? You see a small business, you think they have millions of dollars.
Like McDonald's.
You think they're McDonald's. They're just, Marinate, who's just starting up. And it's easy to say when I heard her say, you can just hire somebody like a temp worker. I'm like, ooh, that it's not that easy. It's somebody who's in the position like you are, somebody who's like a Tinder, who's got thousands of employees. Yeah, of course. But there's variations of businesses, and that's where I think that's difficult for her to see. But then on the other side, dude, like,
he's absolutely right about the turnover. I mean, for example, the last 4 people we've hired in our restaurant have lasted less than a month and a half, and they've left on their own accord. It's not like, well, most have left on their own accord. It's not like they're like getting pushed out the door. We need them. We want them there. It's just, and getting bodies into places sometimes is almost just as hard as getting them out.
I don't blame you for saying it would be impossible for me to do that right now, but I also don't blame her for saying, listen, man, responsible adults should have 1 to 3 months of oh shit money in the bank.
Totally. I mean, look, I'm not like discrediting what she's saying. What she's saying is right. But the answer is, okay, how do you do it without completely screwing me, the small business owner? I'm not going to go out of business because you want to have a fucking kid.
Here's what we need. That's a good point. I need the regulations of the FMLA Act. The female, I don't know what it's FMLA. I need to know who qualifies. Like, I bet small businesses don't even qualify for having to give paternity leave.
Right. No, I don't have to give it. I mean, I don't know. And it depends if you're a part-time position, which all of my employees are. I don't have to give you shit. But we're talking about there's other mid-level businesses bigger than me, smaller than McDonald's, that, money is an issue. They're not just there to piss away money. And even these big corporations, who I'm definitely not defending, they are insanely greedy capitalists. They are just money hungry, and those are the people where I'm like, dude, they should be paying higher wages. They should be giving all the leave. I don't give a shit about them. But then it trickles down to people like me that will literally go out of business if things like this, take effect.
Thank you, Jessica, for calling in and lighting that fire. Goodness. And that's what we need. Listen, we're 3 dudes sitting around in a circle talking from a male perspective, and we try to add the female perspective as best we can.
Sure.
But we need your help, ladies. So thank you to Mandy in the social media lounge. Thank you to Jessica for calling in, and anybody else who would like to. You know the number. It's 571-354-7338. Your participation absolutely drives this show. We will be back in, seriously, 90 seconds. And it's time to have some fun. Belly's going to lay into some snowplow guys.
I'm going to plow into him.
He's going to plow? Go plowing?
We'll do it next. It's Lucdogg in the morning.
At litmradio.com.
Restaurant puts a unique twist on fast casual dining by starting with only the freshest ingredients to slow cook delicious melodies of tastes and colors that are sure to delight your senses. Whether you're craving the Chipotle pulled pork sliders, honey basil chicken tacos, or the infamous kitchen sink wrap, Marinate has something for everybody with tons of vegetarian options too. It's the perfect choice of catering for your offices or events with fast and friendly service from a brand new store on Melrose and Western. Stop by today, or you can order online at marinateyourlife.com.
Yay for Taco Tuesday! Don't forget, buy one, get one free. All damn day!
Tacos, wraps, sliders, and sides. Slow cooked to perfection at Marinate Restaurant. marinateyourlife.com.
Do you want to learn how to defend yourself efficiently with your handgun? Or use pepper spray with the confidence of real-life training? How about develop an actionable home defense plan? Innovative Defensive Solutions offers realistic personal defense training both in Manassas and Doswell. IDS Training also travels nationwide to host range and classroom locations. Since 2003, IDS Training has been teaching people to improve their safety through contextually accurate and realistic personal defense training, including concealed carry permit courses, pepper spray courses, beginner firearm safety, and of course defensive firearm training. So head over to innovativedefensivesolutions.com or call 571-535-4437 with promo code LUCH, that's L-U-C, and get 20% off their coursework. You can also find IDS on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter with the handle @IDS Training. Innovative Defensive Solutions, making you safer through realistic firearm training. Real training for real life. innovativedefensivesolutions.com.
Lucdogg in the morning.
God, yes. Thank you, Belly. We needed this. That got deep. Which is always fun. Thanks for joining us on Lucdogg in the morning. Thanks again to Jessica for the fantastic phone call and input. We have a poll up on our Twitter account. So head over to our Twitter page, and that is @LITM Podcast. And please vote. Should you get extra vacation days if you don't take smoke breaks at work? Yes or no? Head over to LITM Podcast on Twitter. Get your vote in.
And can I just say, my vote is no, because again, all you're doing right now is putting it back on the business owner.
Yep.
I know how to get extra vacation days.
We're rewarding an employee for not being a slacker.
Well,
right?
you're giving them the equal breaks of the other employees that you shouldn't be giving breaks to in the first place.
Hell no.
Yeah.
It's Belly said it. You clock out. It's an unpaid break. And by the way, it's not required for the owners or the managers to let this happen again. It's why the hell are you letting your employees leave every hour for 15 minutes?
Fired up today.
Makes sense.
I'm glad.
Because dude, this is like my livelihood.
Quit wasting company money.
These little issues that people just spit out of their mouth with no thought to what these people are, because like you said, they're thinking of me as McDonald's, not as a guy that's trying to like.
I don't think you meant that about your sister, right?
Let's just
clarify. You didn't mean your sister was saying things coming out of her mouth with no thought. That's not.
Oh no,
not
at all.
It could have sounded that way.
I'm saying like a much broader scope. Right. I'm not talking about anybody on this room.
I have a solution to getting more vacation days. It's called loyalty, folks. If you stay with a company for over 5 years, they usually allow you to get an extra week of vacation. If you stay with a company for 10 years, maybe even another week.
Sure.
If you stay with a company for maybe 25 years, you probably got about 6 weeks vacation. Enjoy those 6-week vacation because you literally earn them, folks.
So head over to LITM Podcast on Twitter. Let's move on. Belly, what do you got for snowplows? Obviously, Toby is crushing the Northeast. What are you so mad at?
So I was driving home from. I woke up this morning. I went down to the restaurant. I found out obviously they had enough people there where they didn't need me. I have to be back there at 4 p.m. to work anyway. There would have been a possible scenario where if enough people had called out, I would have had to work that morning into my evening shift, which is happens from time to time.
I don't think anybody knows where he's going with this, because you think you know where he's going. I didn't know this information when he dropped this on me this morning. I was like, that's good for the show.
So I left the hotel. I said, you know what? I want to go home. I want to be on Lucdogg in the morning. There's no way I'm missing the show.
Commitment.
And so I'm driving home, slow, steady. And as I'm driving home, the roads are kind of slippery, messy. And as I'm driving home, what do I see? I see a snowplow, and then another, and then another, and then another. But guess what they're not doing?
Plowing?
Plowing. They're either sitting on the side of the road or they're driving on the snow.
Now, Belly,
not plowing.
My point was they're probably just waiting for like halfway through at least instead of like the quarter mark so that they don't have to just do it 4 times. They can just do it twice.
No.
But what is your answer?
My theory is they're just sitting on their $40 an hour and saying the longer we work, the more we get paid.
Because
this is like a giant effing smoke break all over again.
It is.
No, I guarantee you he's right. I was just going to say the same thing. I bet you they're part of some union where they have like a minimum or something, or they're on maybe they were on a break because they get a break.
It's snowing. There's no breaks. Start
like
plowing.
That, he's absolutely right. Guarantee it.
It's snowing. There is only one time of year that we need you, and it's right now. Right. No break times.
What do snow plowers do the other months?
Well, it's just like you podcast
pit trucks.
No. I mean, it's like you podcast, you work, and then you also do this. They work, and then they also do this.
Yeah, this is just a side game that gets them a little extra money during the wintertime, which is great.
I'm pretty sure if you have a truck, you can probably.
Oh yeah.
I wonder how you become, but I'm sure it's very easy to become a plow.
Yeah, you just have to have the right attachments.
What's the song? Can you do it?
My name again is Mr. Plow.
There it is.
That's my name. My name again is Mr. Plow.
Mr. Plow.
Everybody knows it.
That's from The Simpsons for all those who don't get that reference. Mr. Homer started Mr. Plow.
So I'm really excited for the snowstorm because I like to just kind of kick it.
As your XR is about to arrive tomorrow and you can't ride it now for like 4 days. Just put that in perspective for him, folks. All the grass is going to be soaking wet and covered in ice for the next 4 days unless it heats up. This new board is not going to be able to ride anywhere.
How am I supposed to do? You guys are on a zone, like in a zone right now. I don't even need to be here. This is amazing.
Bring it. Next topic. Bring it. Let's do this, assholes.
All right, because Potts, I just realized I've got 8 minutes left with the people, and I still got to get into platonic friendships.
Oh shit!
We haven't even done that.
Let's go to that. Can we pivot? Because that is something that interests me when it comes to you.
I can't do that in 8 minutes. This is like a whole show.
It is like a whole show.
Oh my god! Well,
to be
that's
continued
probably
on Friday.
Because that's probably good.
We should start it so then people can leave comments all week, and then we'll just dip back into it.
All right. Well, we got to be careful because I've got one comment in there that says about our previous segment. I'm not poking this fire with a 10-foot stick. I think.
That's what the listeners say.
Yeah, because sticks catch on fire. Get them.
I don't blame them.
That's well said. All right. So I submit to you, if you are friends. And again, you're gonna have a chance to stew on this until Friday, so feel free to just drink it in, okay? Settle down first, because you're not gonna like this, ladies. It is impossible to have a friendship that is that has zero attraction. Now, it might start that way.
No,
hold on.
All right,
it might start that way. I'm saying you might start off and give a friend the time of day. Let's do it this way. Belly and I started talking about it because I'm trying to do it in 8 minutes and my brain is freaking out.
And you're slowing.
Yeah,
this is the slowest
I've
I've ever
wasted
seen you.
2 minutes. Belly and I were saying that you don't take the time out of your day to get to know somebody that you don't have at least a little shred of attraction for. If you are 0% attracted to somebody, hey man, yeah, the book's over there. I don't know.
And let's be clear. When we say attraction, it does not necessarily mean it doesn't mean it has to be sexual attraction, because there are multiple things that attract people to other people. We obviously all have friends here. I mean, you could even say in a way, I'm attracted to you guys, winky face. Because of the personality we like. It's because a personality just connect people, and those connections are deeper than just shallow level nothing.
Okay,
but those
then
are also attractions.
Can I change this? Then it's impossible to have a friend that you have zero sexual attraction for. I will go that far.
Yes,
I'm talking sexual.
I do. Yeah, I've got girlfriends that. Yeah, absolutely.
I disagree. You're telling me you don't find them attractive?
You'll go crazy. Felicity Jane is a perfect example.
Felicity's fucking gorgeous. You're telling me you're not attracted to her?
And no. She's hot. Like,
done.
I know if someone's
That's
good
all I'm
looking,
saying.
but,
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but I'm not attracted to her. Like, she would never have sex with me. We're complete friends.
Okay, but time out. If she presented herself to you in a moment where I'm telling you, I'm not saying you. Yeah, see what I'm saying?
And then once you've been in, there's no out.
Hold on.
That's not fair. I'm a guy. I mean,
Ladies, that right there, what just happened is exactly what I'm trying to tell you. We do not.
But it's not.
Hold on. We don't have the. If you didn't find a girl, and I think girls are the same way. If a girl is disgusted by a guy, if a girl is literally just not attracted to this person whatsoever, 0%, you're probably not going to give that person the time of day. And you're not going to get to know them. I'm sorry.
Well, they may. I mean, have some cuddle buddies.
Generally speaking,
I don't know.
you're probably right. I mean,
if you find a person hideous, Potts, you're not gonna go out of your way to get to know them.
I mean, for me, it's damn true for sure. Yeah, I mean, but I've been very open, even like with management. I play favorites, and a lot of people are like, "Well, that's not fair." I'm like, "What's not fair is that you suck at your job and she's awesome. So why would I waste my time with you?" And so a lot of times that forms a bond because I'm like, I was obviously around a lot of good-looking women for most of my career. But so if they're hot and they're good workers, of course, I always gravitate towards that. And it looks like I might be flirting or playing favorites, and it's probably because I am. But
I am in a way.
There's always a difference.
Oh, Texter writes in, you can't hang out, and this is a girl, by the way. You can't hang out with the hideous people because then they fall in love with you, and then you can't get rid of them.
Yeah.
That's a really good point. And no, it doesn't sound horrible. They write, "Oh, that sounds horrible. I'm sorry." No, it doesn't. I'm trying to tell you this whole conversation is going to sound horrible, but it's true.
But
you might not like it, but it's true. So you know what?
Are we talking
Go
about a specific
shove?
So are you trying to get to a specific situation?
Yeah,
or are you
and
just
then we can
generalizing
start the
it?
show next week with that. But that's what's happening. Okay. I have an ex-girlfriend.
I think it
who
struggles
has
with exes though.
You're right. With exes, it's tough. But remember, it started because I have an ex-girlfriend who has a strictly platonic friend. They've never slept together. Once you sleep together, this is a whole different conversation. But they've never slept together.
I was just going to say that, yeah.
Right. Yeah. But they've never, just like you and Felicity, you've never slept together. But she would have no problem calling him and saying, "Listen, I'm having a tough day. I need to be around somebody. Come cuddle me." And they'll just cuddle and watch a movie together. See Belly's freaking out.
We've already been.
I've never done that, but if she was like, "Can you just I'm really alone," and I would come and hug her and
you're
gonna
tell me that's fine.
I could lay in bed with Felicity. And
that's
watch
fine.
Netflix.
But you're gonna tell me there's zero attraction there?
Yeah, I mean, it's not what I would be thinking of while I'm there. We were talking about two different things. If she's calling me as a friend and needs emotional support, friend, I would be there, and I wouldn't be in that headspace.
You wouldn't be trying to hook up with her. I'm not trying to paint you like an asshole.
Not in that
course
situation.
But
it would be a total violation.
Absolutely. And I trust this guy. Believe me, I have no problem with this dude when I was dating him.
And I'd be honest. I'd be like, no, I'd try to sleep with her. Not in that situation.
No. Okay. But this is the last thing I want to end this on. However, would you have that same situation happen if that was a person you found hideously ugly? Probably not.
Yeah, no, if they were a friend.
I'm not saying that you wouldn't do it. I'm saying you probably wouldn't get to that level of friendship in the first place.
I don't know.
Sexual attraction is there between a man and a woman if you are that close. I'm sorry.
I don't think it's sexual attraction. I just think the attraction between people, things like respecting other people's opinions and how they carry themselves and what they do, that's going to attract some people to other people.
But also, if I think a girl, I'm not going to rate a girl, but say I like her, I'm in the middle ground whether I like her or not. If she's got an awesome personality, she jumps up big time for me. Yeah. Big time. I am very much attracted to a woman with a great career and a woman where we have that repertoire, where we can hang out, a wingman.
All right, so I think we've definitely stoked the fire enough in the listeners today. We've teased them for next week. That's fantastic.
Next week.
We'll see you on Friday. We'll see you Friday this week. And make sure you head over to LITM Podcast on Twitter and get your vote in for the Smoke Break poll. Let's get out of here. Potts, what do you got left for them?
That's all I got. Please follow me on Instagram at Marinate Your Life, at shut_up_MATY. Shut up, Maddie. That's all I've got. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great day, and you can kindly go fuck yourselves.
There goes Matty Potts from the Santa Monica newsroom right out there in LA. Check out his restaurant, Marinate, marinateyourlife.com. We're not doing a giveaway today. Well, you know what, Belly? Let's do it. Leave a comment on this video, just like our Voice of One Wheel show. Belly, tell them how to do it.
So you can go to our YouTube page at TTR Studios. You can find us there. You can, first of all, like and subscribe any videos that you watch, and subscribe so you can keep getting notifications of any videos we're putting up. But also go to this video that we're posting today. We'll change the title.
I already changed the title. Thank you.
All right. Comment on down below. Comment on anything we talked about today. Comment on
the weather. I don't care.
The weather. The
comment
plows.
on anything you want. You can tear us to shreds if you want. We don't care.
Just comment down on the video below, and then once you're on, you go ahead and we'll kind of pick a random listener.
There's websites that will enter our URL. We'll pick a random comment, and you guys will get a $25 something next show. We'll do that on Friday. So go ahead and leave a comment below. We will get a prize out to somebody on Friday, and again, get on LITM Podcast for Twitter to participate in the poll. We're getting out of here. Thank you guys for Matty Potts and Belly Matt LaBelle. It is Lucdogg in the morning
at litmradio.com.